So, welcome back to Family Matters, celebrating 20 years of motivating the masses and all of the years prior to it even existing. Daddy, you have been one of the pillars, one of the silent, one of the silent, strong, consistent cheerleaders. But when I first said I wanted to leap out, leave my job, chase this dream that had no shape, go motivate the masses, and we didn't know who the masses were or if they would listen, and we really didn't know how I would get paid. You weren't excited about it initially.
No, I wasn't because I knew what you was going to be exposed to is the public, and the public can be very harmful. I mean, if you're not on your job and as sharp as you are, I've seen a lot of people fail trying to deal with the public. I've dealt with the public. I sold insurance. I sold property. I did all these things. People, they can be very, 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 very vindictive, and I didn't want you to get hurt. I didn't want you to go stepping out there thinking everybody's going to be nice as I am. And
You wanted you wanted to protect me. You wanted to protect me.
That's what I would call myself doing, is protecting you from getting hurt out there with the public, because the public can be very, very harsh on people.
And then to add to that, I was a young mother.
Yes.
I had a 3-year-old baby, and his father was not around. His father went to prison when he was 8 months old, and I asked you when he was about 1. I said, Daddy, can you show? I said, Daddy, I can show Jelani how to be a good human being, but only a man can show a man how to be a man. And I asked you, would you be the male figure in his life when I felt like I wasn't sure if he would grow up with his dad in his life? And you said you would be honored.
Yes,
and
I was.
and Jelani, you began to raise Jelani. You taught him. I never forget the day you went into the bathroom with Jelani when I first moved to San Diego. And prior to that, I was the only person he saw. So there was a whole, is he going to sit down? Is he going to stand up? Is he? And I'll never forget, you went into the bathroom with Jelani. You stayed in the bathroom for way longer than I would ever feel comfortable with any other person on the planet. And Jelani came out, and I never forget, he just looked at me differently. like something had happened. And he was just staring at me, and I'm staring at him like, what? And he's like, Mom, we're different. I was like, look, I'm like, we are? What did you know? What do you know? He was like, I'm a boy. I stand up. Mommy, you sit down. And I could never, ever see you get dressed again. I have a chest. You don't. I never forget, he pointed at each one. Your breast. That was the last time he ever was in the room near me. He would run if I looked like I was like putting on a jacket, taking off a shirt. But you set that foundation in place. And here I was with this little boy. I moved away from LA. I moved 100 miles away to San Diego. And now I'm going to launch this business that's in my head. It's nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
You were like, baby girl, please reconsider. I mean, you really were uncomfortable for years.
I was very uncomfortable with it. I didn't want to get in your way. I wanted you to be doing something that you wanted, but it just wasn't that. Mainly because of what I said. I just knew the public can be very hard.
And also, it didn't have a shape. It wasn't a career like an attorney or a doctor or a teacher.
You didn't know what you were going to do. I was like, what are you going to do?
Inspire people. That's what I wanted to do. And I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to make money at it.
No.
I just know I wanted to inspire people.
Yes. I didn't know how to tell you because I didn't know exactly what you wanted. But I was willing to give you 100% of me to help you find out what was going to be part of it. I was willing to give up my man cave so you could set up your office.
I did. You gave up your man cave, and I sat in that office. That's the office that I got the phone call from Oprah Winfrey.
Yes.
And her team, I should say. But there's something key because I remember early on in my career, it looked like my family wasn't supporting me, but it wasn't that they didn't support me, they didn't
We
understand.
didn't know what to do. We didn't understand. We didn't know what you were trying to do. And so we just had to stand on the sideline and kind of just be behind you, and hopefully it'll,
Pray.
other than pray, hopefully it'll come to light sooner or later, so that we'd know where you were and what you were
Come
going
on.
to do.
You talking to somebody out there right now? No, I'm serious. You talking to somebody out there right now who feels like nobody else gets their vision. They have no support, because I felt alone for a long time. For 10 years, I felt like, my God, my family, they don't get it. And the truth is, no, we don't get it.
No, we don't.
Because it's not birthed enough to get it.
And we didn't see you at work. We only heard of you at work.
And early on, you didn't even hear me.
Didn't even hear of you early on. Just later on, we heard of you at work. We didn't see you at work. We didn't see what you did. So we was like, okay.
Does she got a job?
What
Does
is
she not have a
happening?
job? Where's she going when she leaves?
What is she doing?
She with all these weird people who want to meditate. Go ahead, you can say it.
No.
All her friends hug all the time.
Yeah. And they hugged me. It was like, okay.
Back up, back up.
Yeah, you didn't know who they were. Everybody running up and wanting to hug you. Are you Lisa's dad? Yes. Okay.
You hug great now, Daddy.
But,
You lean into the hug.
well,
now.
yeah, because
You figured it out.
I'm more comfortable with what I know. I know why they're doing it now, because, see, you put me into the picture quite often back in the day.
I had no choice. You're my daddy.
You put me in the picture, and so I knew they knew me,
But you didn't know them.
but I didn't know them.
But you said something key, Daddy. You couldn't see what I was creating.
Mm-mm.
And so you're just waiting on something to come out, some evidence.
something to appear, and I'll be on the bandwagon 100%.
Somebody needs to hear this right now, Daddy.
Yes, but
Because they're at the beginning. Remember, I'm 20 years in now.
and that's what they need to know, is what you're saying, is because it's the beginning. It's just starting. Nothing starts at the top. Your business you have to crawl before you walk.
And people can't see what you see.
No, but you got to get it to them. See, and you finally got yours through us and the whole family, and then we realized where you were. So then, therefore, we are supportive of you in a big way. But before it was like you said, is she really working? What's she doing?
This is so
I was
healing.
one of those people.
No, I get it. You
I was
were.
one of those
Everybody
people.
was.
I was one of those people.
And the story I said was they don't believe in me.
Mm.
The story I said was I'm alone. And the truth was you were just looking for some evidence of what I was talking about, because it was all in my heart and head.
That's it.
And I would go away and do my little thing and come back and be family.
Mm-hmm.
But you never saw it.
Never saw it. Never. Even when you lived there at the house with me, and that short time, I used to go in the office and read the papers on the table and stuff, and while you weren't there, and I was like, what is she doing? What is she trying to say?
So you wanted to understand.
Well, yeah, because I wanted to support you as best I can, but I didn't know what to do.
That's something right there.
You didn't ask me for no money. You didn't ask me to put you up or nothing. I mean, you just didn't talk to me in that manner. I didn't know what to do. I just knew you had a business in your mind, and I'm supposed to be there for you if you needed me. So I just stopped even asking the question. I'll be there if she need me. She'll say something to me. And she said, Dad, can I borrow this here? Yes, you can. Dad, can I use your computer? He just took over mine. Yes, it was one of those things that.
Daddy, can I sleep on your couch?
Yeah.
Daddy, can I climb in bed with you?
Yeah, that was the key. See, she first slept on the
Daddy,
couch.
can I
and then
climb
she
in
started
bed with you?
Then she climbed in the bed with me like it was her bed, just like, because I slept.
It's our bed.
I slept in a king size bed by myself, so she figured, well, you got plenty of room. So she climbed in the bed, and she's still
Climb in the bed. Right, I'm always gonna climb in the bed.
We have a good relationship. That she comes and she knows she got a place to stay anytime she needs it.
You said something God, that's just powerful. You said that you would go into my office and try to understand what I was doing.
Yes, yes. And
I forget, we get so in our head with our dream, and it's a dream. So all dreams start in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized is that I didn't, and I realized this just now, like as you're talking. I was like, I didn't stop and take out time to go, can I take you in my head? Here is my dream. And I realized a part of that was I was trying to figure it out.
Zero.
And I didn't want to shape a dream that wasn't true. I didn't want to get your hopes up high. I was scared y'all wouldn't believe in it.
No, and the best part of it all is when I really caught on and got hold to it was I came down to San Diego to one of your meetings, and we were talking, and you introduced me, and then you had spoken to the crowd, and you inspired this kid, this young man that was there. He was a single dad, and he came to me later after that, and he says, "Wow, Dad, have you ever thought about getting together and talking to single guys?" I said, "No." He said, "Man, you have a lot to say. I mean, you raised this girl here, and she's beautiful." And I was like, this is what she's doing. She's just a matter of having somebody to try to give them a helping hand.
So it's so powerful because you're teaching me a lesson now, and I think that there's someone watching. If you are, type in chat if you needed to hear this. Someone that they have a dream in their head, they have a plan, it's still unfolding, and the people around them aren't cheering along, aren't, jumping on the bandwagon because the bandwagon isn't fully shaped.
They're scratching their head like, what's happening?
They what?
They're scratching their head like, what's happening? What are we doing here? What does she want us to do?
And it doesn't mean that they're not going to come along.
That doesn't mean that they're not even interested. It's just that they don't know right then. They're trying to grasp onto what you've grasped. You got it right up here. It just doesn't reach, as you say. What you say goes out there, but it just doesn't reach the mind of that person.
And it hasn't taken shape.
And it hasn't taken no shape. Even in your head, you're trying to get it shaped to the proper shape that's going to be like you have it right now. The
plan, right. Because I didn't always have it as clear as I have it right now. I tell people, I've been in business 20 years, and I'm just figuring out what I'm doing. Like, I think I know what I'm doing now.
The thing is you stuck it out.
And you stuck it out with me. And I think what's really important is, because I know I was that person, Daddy. I felt alone.
And now I understand why. Because we weren't there for you because we didn't know where we were either.
Right.
As far as where you are. So
right.
We couldn't offer you anything.
Right.
Because we didn't know what to say.
Right. Because you were trying to fill in the blank.
Yeah.
You were going to my office trying to read to see what am I up. That's powerful.
What is she doing? What can I do to help her? Because I know you didn't want to come back there to live with me. You'd have preferred going on your own, but
I needed to.
You needed to come in because you'd been pushed to that position, which I didn't care, but I
had run out of money. I didn't run out of dream, but I ran out of money. So, your couch was in your bed, and your space was healing, and I wasn't there for just 6 months. I was with you for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, you were there for a while. I loved every moment of it, but because I had just lost my wife, and I was living there in that house all by myself now.
It was a win-win.
And it was truly a
and
win-win.
Unfortunate. I ran out of money and had to come with you, and you had just had to bury your beautiful bride, and it was one of those gifts that came wrapped in sandpaper. It was the gift that came wrapped in sandpaper.
Wrapped in sandpaper. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
I'll keep that.
I got a few of those one-liners.
Okay, from wrapped in sandpaper.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanna thank you for sticking it out with me, because this wasn't overnight. Some people are just meeting me this year. Some people just met me 5 years ago. Some people just meeting me last week. But this was 25 years. That's my neighbor's dog because we're in my backyard. So we're going to just keep going. Because real life happens. Hashtag the dog going to come right up the hill in a minute. And the dog will start barking. See? Hi, doggy. Don't know the doggy's name. This is happening for someone. Whether you have a dream and it feels like no one's getting it, that dream is not going to happen in the microwave. It's not going to take its shape in the microwave. It's in the oven. Like long before the last 5 years or the last 10 years, or long before Oprah, long before The Secret, there was the experience of people who love me trying to figure out what I'm doing and how can they help me. And I just believe, hi neighbors dogs, I just believe that happens all around. That happens everywhere. And so what I know is that there are so many people in my tribe, in my community, that are feeling like they're doing it alone. What would you say to them? What in words of encouragement, what would you say to them?
That there's someone there for you. They're there, you may not see it, but they're there. They're trying to figure out you too, as well as you're them. So don't give up on your dreams. Work them and stick with them, and they'll figure it out, or you will give them a little clue and they'll pick it up, and then they'll be right there for you 100%.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome, daughter.
I love you.
Ah, good. I love you too, baby. You trying to make me blush on camera?
Don't worry, they can't tell. They can't tell your deep burgundy.
They can tell with both of us having these big cheesy grins. But yeah, I would just tell them just stick with whatever their dreams are. I wish I'd really stuck with mine, but I didn't. But I don't hold nobody accountable for it because I've had a great life. I have a beautiful family. I have a beautiful all-around family, and I really don't show any regret other than for the loved ones I've lost. But that's part of life, you know. You're born to die. They lived their life, and the good Lord was ready for them, so He came and got his. Like I tell everybody, He came and got His flower.
And I think one of the things that you've taught me and that you constantly say is, when you're here, make sure your flowers fully blossom. Make sure it smells good. Make sure you're sharing your aroma. You're sharing your blossom with other people.
Right. You know, it wasn't meant just for you only. It was shared with other people.
Thank you for showing me how to share my blossom. Thank you for being my safe space. You have always been my safe space to dream big, as well as to climb up and want to quit it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did want to quit it all at one time, but you're glad you didn't.
I'm glad I didn't quit.
I'm glad you didn't too.
So thank you so much for joining us with Family Matters. We're going to do one more where we talk about relationships. And I think that that's something that if any relationship has ever mattered with you, a relationship with a son, with a father, with a brother, with a significant other, then you don't want to miss this.